Hello, algebra students. We're in section 6.5, example 3, and we're going to be multiplying binomials in this example. We've already multiplied monomials together in example 1. Example 2, you distributed a monomial to a polynomial of some sort. Now I'm going to show you how to multiply binomials. This is one of those examples that is such classic algebra that if you leave algebra not knowing this, I have failed you as a teacher, okay? So the method we use, I actually call it the FOIL method. It's an acronym that stands for first, outer, inner, last. It tells you the order of multiplication. So this is the FOIL method, and you always do this when you're multiplying binomials. It does not apply to any other multiplication situation. If you have two binomials, you need to FOIL. That is what needs to happen. Let me show you what FOIL is all about, okay? Like I said, it's first, outer, inner, and then last. And I'm going to show you the sequence so it makes a little bit more sense. All right, first means take the first number in the first quantity and multiply it times the first number in the second quantity. So in this case, in letter A, it would be x times x, which is x squared. Okay? Outer, take the first number and multiply it times the second number there. Those are the outer numbers. If you line these up, this would be, you have four terms listed in a row. X to the left is outside and -5 to the right is outside. We consider them the outer terms when you have them listed in a row like that. They are outer. So we'll do x times -5, and that's -5x. Inner means the inner two terms. They're inside of the outer terms. And so you're going to do 2 times x, which is positive 2x. And then last is multiply the last term in the first quantity times the last term in the second quantity. 2 times -5 is -10. When you do FOIL and you multiply, you should get 4 terms. FOIL, 4 terms, 1 for each multiplication that you did. Now, you're not quite done. Before you leave FOIL, you are looking for like terms. A lot of the time, your like terms are going to be the two middle ones, the outer and the inner. So let's take a look at outer and inner. I've got -5x, and I've got positive 2x. Those are like terms. They both have x. They're both raised to the first power. They are like terms. We need to combine these. So I'm going to drop down my x squared, and I'm going to combine -5x plus 2x, which is -3x, and then drop down your -10. And so when you FOIL those two binomials, you're going to get the trinomial x squared minus 3x minus 10. And that is pretty typical for a lot of binomials that you're multiplying together. You will, in many cases, get a trinomial. There are a few exceptions, and we will get to those exceptions, just not in this particular example. Okay, so let me do letter B. Let's do first. A times A is a squared. Outer, A times -4 is -4a. Inner, 3 times A is positive 3a. And last, 3 times -4 is -12. So I did it. I've got 4 terms. Now I need to look for like terms, and there they are in the middle. We need to combine those. So drop down your a squared, add -4a plus 3a, and you're going to get -1a or -a, and then drop down your -12. And there's your trinomial. Awesome. C is really easy, and D. Both of these are very easy to miss. Most students go, oh, that's easy. It's x squared plus 25. I hate to break it to you, but it's not. You took one too many shortcuts, and that actually does not work. Okay, that's not the answer. So we'll have to mark that out. I'll leave it up there just so you can see when we do our final answer that x squared plus 25 actually didn't end up being it. Now, when you see it written like this, x plus 5 squared is the same thing as x plus 5 times x plus 5. That's how you expand that out. When you see a quantity squared, that square just says, hey, there's two of those quantities being multiplied together. So if you will stretch them out and expand it and then FOIL it, you'll get, oh, x times x is x squared, x times 5 is 5x, 5 times x is also 5x, and 5 times 5 is 25. You do have like terms, and you'll get x squared plus 10x plus 25. And there's your trinomial right there. Notice the original answer that I told you a lot of people do, and they are wrong. Look what's missing. The middle term. The middle term, which is how you get that, is outer plus inner. So you did first, you squared x and you squared the 20 and squared the 5, but you did not get the middle term. That's why that's wrong. Okay, a lot of students miss that. So please, please, please be careful. Okay, it is not worth missing it. Just expand it out. Okay, there is a shortcut to this, and it's a mental shortcut, but a lot of students forget the 3 steps. And so it doesn't really behoove them to do the shortcut because they always forget the second step. The first step is this. I'm going to write the original problem back out. The first step is this, and it only applies to where you're squaring a binomial like this. This is a shortcut you could take. I prefer you to do it this way because I think it's foolproof. You won't miss it if you expand it out. All right, shortcut. Step 1, you're going to take the first term, x, and you're going to square it. X squared is x squared. Second step, you're going to multiply x times 5, get 5x. Now double 5x. 5 doubled is 10. Last one, you're going to square the 5, 25. And you get the same thing. It's faster, of course, but if you don't remember the steps, then you're going to miss it, okay? Let me do letter D with you, and then I'll do the shortcut, and I'll do it expanded out. A lot of students, you know, because they forget what I tell them about FOIL and expanding and the shortcut steps, they just forget all that, and what they'll do is they'll come up and go, oh, that's x squared plus 9. And I'll go, no, you just missed it. You took one too many shortcuts. That's a little bit too much of a shortcut, okay? So what I would advise you to do is expand it out and FOIL. First, x times x, x squared. Outer, x times negative 3, negative 3x. Inner, negative 3 times x, negative 3x. Last, negative 3 times negative 3, positive 9. Okay? And we've got some like terms here. And, oh, I've got some students who are waving at me. So what we're going to do is we're going to add like terms. So we'll drop down our x squared, and negative 3 and negative 3 is negative 6x, and then we'll drop down our 9. Okay? So there's our trinomial right there. I'm afraid that if you try to remember the shortcut, you are going to have a hard time with that. So let's do the shortcut. I'll kind of talk you through it. What you're going to do first is you're going to take the very first term and you're going to square it. Then you're going to take both x and negative 3 and you're going to multiply them together. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. And then you double that and you're going to get negative 6x. And then you're going to square the negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. That's a little bit trickier with negative signs. So if you're concerned that you're going to miss a negative sign, then my advice is definitely expand it out and do FOIL. okay? I'm going to leave E and F as extra credit, and you guys try that, bring that to class, let's talk it out. We'll use those as examples in class tomorrow. Thanks for listening.